make sure everything's right there.
We're still at Garrison and Charlotte and past 5 years.
And your check should be right there. Instructions, because I'd be lost without them.
You are hungry.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, Angie.
Hey there.
Maybe this is the last time you'll have to be meeting this late.
That'd be nice.
If we change it, how quick can we start?
I think she said July 1st on the agenda. But really, if you wanted to start June, you could change the date. Did you have a good day?
Yeah, I did. Couldn't do much outside because of the weather for a while, and all of a sudden it cleared off.
I know, it's like it never happened, did it?
Yep. Did you have a good day?
Yeah, it wasn't too, well, really, I don't even think I had probably 5 phone calls. It was really slow, I got a lot done.
Huh. Who's gonna read this, National Public Works Week?
Yeah.
I am. I'll hold on to this then.
I wouldn't think. 8:15.
Okay. Did you know this Liv Morgan that died?
No.
I saw the obituary came in my email from, I guess it was MRA. So I added her to the list.
Okay. No, I don't know.
I don't think she ever, I think she gives so many people with Montreat connections.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Very nice.
Well, thank you. I'm trying. For the public.
Yeah.
Mary's got to keep them moving tonight. I'm about ready to go home.
Oh. Well, we passed the, we passed the rules of procedure.
Yes, sir.
Okay, this-
I set it for July 1st. That way we start the new budget year and a new time at the same time. Made more sense to me for whatever reason.
Did you make some?
I did.
So I came in, it didn't stop.
That stop
I'm looking
sign.
at the stop sign. it's leaving that way. Yeah. Somebody excited.
He's citing 30 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And I will take the long trees and slow down a little bit every once in a while.
Hello, guys. How are you?
What you do, Mason, turn around and talk?
What? this is a present from Kitty. She has learned I have a real weakness for deviled eggs. And she got me a excellent egg cooker.
How did I get a guitar?
Where's our?
Oh, well, I thought, how does he know I'm a ukulele player? Did Black Mountain have a tornado touchdown, I heard? Or a twister? Microburst. Did it do much damage? We lost power.
Yeah, so.
We were out of power for a few hours.
Yeah, we were too. There was a 300-year-old white oak near the school, right across Red Radish that went down. It closed that road and also closed the exit onto 40.
Kerrigan, I read the page in the Black Mountain paper this morning, and it looked like the Kerrigan monks page on the byline for yours.
Yeah, I think our public forum might be brief. Did we decide, I noticed it said that we would be starting at 6, but is it such that when we finish the public forum like this, we could start before 6? Can't do it? No.
I think about 5:30 public forum and then a 6 o'clock meeting.
So I'm really glad we're finally having a national public sports
Yeah,
I know, that was
proclamation.
so what do we,
Very quick.
he runs with that.
Oh, yeah.
so what are we gonna do to honor them? What are we gonna do to honor them? Oops. Take a pill, yeah. 6:30 and 9.
Well, bow our head in a moment of silence before we start. We have a motion to adopt the agenda. Oh, what man? James.
Oh, Jim, you got to get in here.
George is our public.
You can't be a forum buster.
Let's start over so we won't. Everybody's had a chance to look at the agenda.
Did I turn me? Am I on?
I have a motion from Commissioner Alexander to adopt the agenda. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second from Commissioner Fouché. Any discussion? All those in favor of adopting the motion to accept the agenda signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes carry. Floor is open for any public comment.
Yeah, and let me just give credit to Public Works and the fact that they've been on top of removing dead trees. They've done a very good job this spring. And that's the reason you didn't, one of the reasons you didn't see trees down here is because we've been culling the dead trees in our right of way. We can't remove them outside of our right of way. When Barry sees them in the right of way, they're duly noted and they go on a list. And, you know, they do that sort of on the side when they can, but they've been very good this spring about catching up and getting all the dead trees.
Using a lot of red oaks this year. A lot of carbon grants for the interior. That's like one fellow, the chapel, the historic chapel, school. Henry, you have anything for the public forum? You have any questions we can answer or what you would? I got a lot of questions.
Oh, good.
Summer stuff? Summer stuff? When was the first campus? Very, very first week of May. So summer staff started right in June. Yeah, I'm sorry, June, yeah. Summer staff started right in a week. Can't around Florida. Around the, maybe they will, actually, I don't know. Kind of makes you want to take a walk through there, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. You can see it next year. No one has anything on it, that motion to adjourn at 7:00.
So moved.
Second. Aye.
Folks, according to my watch, I have 7 o'clock. It's time to start our meeting. If you would, stand and let's place the flag and say together the Pledge of Allegiance. Stand for a moment of silence before we begin the meeting. And if everyone would pay attention to and give reverence to Robert Jones, Tricia Ellington, and Liv Morgan, folks that have passed away since our last meeting. Amen. Commissioners, you've all had a chance to review the agenda. Do I have a motion to adopt the agenda as presented or amended?
So moved.
I have a motion from Commissioner Fouché to adopt the agenda. Do I have a second?
Second?
A second from Commissioner Alexander. You have something?
Just wanted to check.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, I'm fine. Just check something that was, well, no, it is. We just need to renumber. Roman numeral 1, 2, 3, 4 through consent agenda is correct, and then Roman numeral 5 is skipped. So, I mean, that's just a minor point.
You got that, Angie? Okay. Have a motion. I have a second. I have a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes carry. I really have no communication tonight, and other than to say we dodged another bullet last night. A little bit of wind, a lot of rain. I never have seen so much pollen on my deck in all my life. I mean, it's inches thick in some places. But we're very fortunate in Montreat to only have a power outage and no real major catastrophes with trees down and so forth. And it's Mason and I were talking earlier. A lot of that credit goes to our maintenance crew in that they've been pruning and taking out dead trees along the right of ways, and those are the ones that have a tendency to fall on power lines, since power lines do follow the right of ways. And they've done a tremendous job. So we dodged a bullet this time. That's about it for me tonight. You want to cover the consent agenda?
Consent agenda, we have the April 11th Public Forum meeting minutes and the April 11th Town Council meeting minutes. I don't have much in the way of communications. I just want to mention that the Treasured Tree Walk, which was originally scheduled for May 4th, was canceled due to weather and has been rescheduled for May 19th. And then I also wanted to thank Public Works for their work in getting everything cleaned up this morning, and also to the Black Mountain Fire Department, who they stayed very busy last night, but they were great at staying in touch of what was going on, and we appreciate them. As of 4 p.m., Duke Energy says that there are still right at 1,300 folks in Macomb County without power, but they expect that the majority of that should be restored this evening. So we're on the right track, and that's all I have.
Okay.
Yeah, Savannah, question. You said May 19th?
Yes,
Is
May
it
19th.
Sunday?
Yes,
That's right?
That's correct.
Do you know a time?
Yes. 1 second. And if anybody else knows, feel free to tell me.
Angie, while we're just talking, I've got 2 small corrections to the public forum minutes I'll give you afterwards.
Here we go. It's at 2 o'clock, it's 2 to 4. And the starting point is Montreat's Anderson Lawn.
Thank you.
Commissioners, you've received the administrative reports from the Administration Department, Planning and Zoning, Police, Public Works and Water, Sanitation, Streets, Finance, and the April building permit information. Any questions or comments on any of those reports that you've received?
I just noticed, and I don't know whether Barry knows the answer to this, but we had a 20% increase in the number of gallons of water produced last month, and it looked like a corresponding increase in the hours the wells were being pumped. Any particular reason for that? Was it just? That's just how much draw we had this last month. Okay, all right, thank you.
Thanks, Barry. Thanks, Mason. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, the floor is open for any public comment. Anyone? Okay, I see no one jumping up to make the microphone. We'll proceed with the, we have no old business on the agenda, but we do have a lot of new business. Item A, engagement agreement with Allen, Stahl, and Kilborn. Savannah, you and Mason were going to cover that, weren't you?
Yes, so the agreement that was posted in the packet has been updated. Just a couple of minor updates that I'll run through really quickly. In subparagraph 2B, there was a statement at the end of the sentence that said, "The firm therefore reserves the right to terminate the representation at any time without giving a reason to you." The portion that states "without giving a reason to you" has been struck from the new agreement. Again, subsection or subparagraph 2B, you agree not to contest our withdrawal from any court proceedings under such circumstances. We added some new language there that reads, "except on grounds that our withdrawal violates applicable rules of professional conduct governing us." And then it goes on to say, "and provide a limited waiver of the attorney-client privilege necessary for us to inform the court of the reasons for a motion to withdraw." And then the first sentence of subparagraph 2C, just a small thing, it said that the town was engaging the firm to represent it on a specific matter, and that's been changed to represent the town concerning various general town matters. So those are the changes. As I mentioned, nothing else has changed since Mr. Allen came and presented last month.
Thank you, Savannah. I know you and Mason have worked very closely together in bringing this to the commissioners. Mason, do you have any comments on this?
I just would like to say that they agreed to greatly expanded, at least in length, description of the scope of the work. And I think with that expanded description of the scope of the work, that you never can tell how it's going to play out when you do a fixed fee agreement like this. But I think ultimately we'll save a little money with this fixed fee agreement. But if we don't, it's not going to be substantially more. And whatever it is more, I can confidently tell the commission we will all sleep better knowing that we are going to have more representation than we've been getting, in the sense that we're going to be having their attorneys attend our board meetings, our Board of Commissioners meetings, as well as the important meetings they need to attend of our Planning and Zoning Commission Board of Adjustment, which is where we get a lot of exposure. And I think it's money well spent. If you want to think of it as insurance, it's a cheap insurance policy. It only takes one lawsuit to burn through, as we all know. Even when you're sitting on the sidelines, burn through $100,000. So, and again, I think there's a good chance this may work out in many years, costing us a little less than we're spending now and getting more. May not be that every year. You never can tell with these fixed fee agreements, but I think it's a very favorable agreement for the town, and I would move approval.
I have a motion from Mayor Pro Tem Blake to appoint Derek Allen, Stahl, Kilborn, and as the town attorney for the town of Montreat effective May 1st, 2024. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion and or questions? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes carry. Item B is the Board of Commissioner Rules of Procedure. for those of you who don't know, the board has a very set rules of procedure. The rules of procedure govern what I can do and can't do. They also govern everything that the commissioners can and can't do. Has all of our orders of business, everything, and it's all approved by the state of North Carolina. The one thing that we can change is what's in this one. Savannah, you want to make the presentation on this?
Sure. So this is a pretty minor change. If you all vote to approve it, it will take effect on July 1. This would just change the time of the meeting. So right now, obviously, our regular meetings begin at 7 p.m. This would change that to 6 p.m. And then we just added a sentence that says each regular meeting shall be preceded by a public forum, which shall be held at 5:30 p.m. So it just moves everything up a little bit, gets us started a little earlier.
And this becomes effective July 1.
July 1, yes.
Discussion?
Yes, I'd like to add two things to this.
Okay.
I think Savannah's done a very good job with this and recognizes that we have this town forum. But I'd like to, and I've got this written down and we'll give it to you, but under Rule 4, subsection 1A, after the first sentence, I'd like to add a sentence which simply says, what's going to happen. The town clerk shall also prepare an agenda for the public forum immediately preceding the regular meeting, so that we provide for an agenda. And then secondly, add another sentence. This would be at the end of Rule 5B and 6C, add the following. During a public forum held in advance of a regular meeting, however, commissioners may respond to and make observations concerning matters brought to their attention by members of the public. But no official action can take place at a public forum, which is just recites, in fact, what our practice is. And the difference between public comment and a meeting and at a public forum is we can have a discourse. Once you're at a meeting, we can't talk back and forth, and that was the whole reason for the public forum to begin with. So just to add clarification, just so
I
they
think
won't
that's
meet
great.
to that about the public forum.
Okay. Do we have a motion in the form with the additions suggested by Mayor Pro Tem Blake?
Is he making a motion?
I need a motion.
All right, I'll make a motion. I'll move to approve the amended BOC rules of procedure which go into effect on July 1, 2024.
With the additions suggested by Mayor Pro Tem Blake. Is
With
that
the
okay
addition- With the addition by Mayor Pro Tem Blake.
Okay, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second from Commissioner Alexander. Any discussion, further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Ayes carry. Beginning July the 1st, we will start meeting at 5:30 for the public forum and 6 p.m. for the regular meeting. Item C, Savannah,
Do you want to read it, or should I read it?
right here, I'll read it. It's a motion to approve or deny, we'll approve it, I'm sure, the National Public Works Week proclamation. I think Barry whined last week after we had, I know you didn't, Barry, but we had our town clerk was recognized last month and had a week, so this is for the Public Works Week. Whereas Public Works professionals focus on infrastructure, facilities, and services that are vitally important to substantiate and resilient communities and to the public health, high quality of life, and well-being of the people of the town of Montreat. Whereas these infrastructures, facilities, and services could not be provided without a dedicated efforts of public works professionals who are engineers, managers, and employees at all levels of government and the private sector who are responsible for rebuilding, improving, and protecting our town transportation, water supply, water treatment and solid waste systems, public buildings, and other structures and facilities essential to our citizens. And whereas it is in the public interest of the citizens, of civic leaders, and children in the town of Montreat to gain knowledge knowledge of and to maintain an ongoing interest and understanding of the importance of public works and public works programs in their representative communities. And whereas the year 2024 marks the 64th annual National Public Works Week, sponsored by the American Public Works Association, Canadian Public Works Association. Now therefore be it proclaimed that I, Tim Helms, Mayor, and Montreat Board of Commissioners do hereby designate the week of May 19 through 25, 2024 as National Public Works Week. I urge all citizens to take a moment to pay tribute to our public works professionals, engineers, managers, and employees, and to recognize the substantial contributions they make to protecting the health, safety, and quality of life in the town of Montreat. In witness thereof, I hereunto set my hand and cause the seal of the town of Montreat to be affixed, adopted this 9th day of May 2024. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes carry. It's adopted. Okay. Barry, we can't thank you and your crew enough for all you do, day in and day out, night in and night out many times. And we appreciate all the dedication y'all have given to the people of this community. Montreat Tomorrow Comprehensive Plan Implementation Tracker, updated.
Yes, so this is just a little, well, not a little, this is a great tracker that Kayla put together that just allows the public and the commissioners to be informed of how progress is coming on the comprehensive plan. There's no action to be taken, it's just information. And I'm happy to answer any questions if anyone has any.
Any questions? Kayla, where are you? She back there?
She is.
Kayla, thank you for doing this. It's not that you and I didn't spend any time working on this with Angela over there keeping the minutes for all those meetings we had. And Daniel, are you still back there? And Daniel, he was on the committee. Was it a year and a half? Year and a half. You and me both, Daniel. Thank you. We appreciate your service. Planning and Zoning Commission memorandum on request for funding allocation for traffic study. Who's covering that? Kayla?
I'll cover it, and if you have questions, I'm going to defer those to Kayla. But the Planning and Zoning Commission have asked for the town to provide some funds for a traffic study of Assembly Drive. And I'm sure you all read the staff report that Kayla provided. I'll let her answer any questions you have about that. Yeah, that's all.
Any questions or comments? Floor is open for discussion.
Members of the commission received a note from Tom Widmer, Commissioner Widmer, who could not be here tonight, indicating that this, which is true, this matter came up 2 or 3 years ago and was voted down 4 to 1, as I recall, and I was the one that made the motion for it, and reiterated his opposition to this, at least at this time, because even though $5,000 doesn't seem like a lot of money, our budget is extremely tight. And based on his conversations with the French Broad Metropolitan Planning Organization and the Land of Sky Regional Planning Council, there's not necessarily going to be any funds, at least certainly no funds available now. May or may not be some in the near future. And I think the implication, at least, of Tom's comments were that why tie $5,000 up in our budget when we don't even know that there'll be a grant we could use to apply it. Reflecting on that, Kayla and I talked today, and I think all of us here on this commission have a great deal of respect for our planning and zoning commission. The job that they, excellent, not just job they do, a wonderful job that they do. They obviously feel that this is something we need to look at. And it has sort of fallen on them to, we were just talking about the long-range plan tracker. They're looking at that comprehensive plan more closely than anybody else in our town government right now, along with Kayla. And this is on that plan. It's not an immediate top priority. But I think what I'd like to suggest in lieu of the request that we received from the planning and zoning is that we direct our staff to engage in maybe a little bit broader scope than just traffic calming on Assembly Drive. That we look at some other things, traffic calming further up on Graybeard, pedestrian safety in the town center, particularly during the summer, and to engage in that conversation. And Kayla, I'll turn it over to you because most of this is Kayla's ideas. All the good stuff is Kayla's ideas. Is to engage with the college in the MRA and that, and see if we can't get some of the seed money instead of coming out of our budget to come from them. And Kayla, I'll let you take it from there.
Yeah, I don't have much to add on top of what Mason has already shared, but what Mason and I had talked about was if tying up that $5,000 figure now doesn't feel as palatable, I had asked Mason if the board would direct staff to begin having some of these preliminary conversations with within the town, with the college, and with the MRA, and throughout the community. And then have more of a concrete ask put together once we know what a study that met the needs of these kind of 4 pillars of Montreat, what that would cost. And considering also that the town being a public entity has access to grant funding that other entities don't. So certainly that's something that the town could bring to the table. So that's what Mason and I talked about as an alternative to just committing to a $5,000 fee amount.
Whatever. Kayla, thank you. Any questions of Kayla? Kitty?
No, not of Kayla, but I just wanted to add that looking at the comprehensive plan, they mentioned 4 things under this heading, and one of them was calming the traffic. And I think we could do a lot about that ourselves just by having Dave beef up the surveillance of especially Assembly Drive. But to start slowing people down. If we get serious about that, word gets out fast and we can slow the traffic down. Coming down Graybeard, it's hard because you're riding your brakes, but we've got to slow that traffic down. We've got problems over by the tennis courts in the summer with the kids letting out and people have no way to go out. They're turning around all kinds of places and backing up. It's an accident waiting to happen. So we need to look at that. We need to look at the pool area. When they get out of the pool, that's a dangerous place. There are lots of safety issues we need to address, but I can't see paying someone, it's $25,000, 5 is ours, and hopefully a grant would pay the other 20. But for a lot less than $25,000, I can tell you some things that we need to do. And I think we need to study it first and see what we can do. And then after we do that, talk about a traffic study if we still need it. But I can't see paying $5,000 or $25,000 right now when we really haven't totally defined the problem. And we've got a mile of Assembly Drive. From here to Graybeard is about a mile. And that's a lot of money to study 1 mile of road.
Thank you, Kitty. Anyone else? Jane, you have anything?
Yes, these are, these are the same things that came up the last time we had it before us. And I just, my feelings are planning and zoning is so active and works so hard. And when they make a recommendation, it gets my attention. And so I understand everything else, and I don't think we really do have a clear way to go on with this. I think more information would be an excellent idea. Not to make light of what was given us by the planning and zoning, but to go ahead and expand and keep that in our focus.
Can I
What?
say one more thing?
Sure.
Yeah, Jane, I agree, and thanks for saying that. I appreciate the planning and zoning studying this and coming up with this idea, and I do like to pay attention when they unanimously agree on something. It demands our attention. So I appreciate you saying that. Anyway, I have one more thing, but it left.
Happens to me all the time.
Yeah, but I'm not as old as you.
Ooh.
Right into that one.
Ooh. Anyone else have anything other than Kitty?
I'd like to make a motion to follow up and to move that we direct staff to continue the discussion of not simply traffic calming on Assembly Drive, but other public safety issues in terms of pedestrian vehicles, including Graybeard, and to have discussions in that process with the MRA, the college, and other players in town, and to ask the mayor to perhaps direct one of the commissioners to work with staff on this issue, and perhaps a member of the Planning and Zoning Board too, to work on this issue with staff, to bring some principals into the room when they have discussions with the MRA and the college. And so I'll make that motion.
I have a motion, Commissioner, from Mayor Pro Tem Blake. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. Any further discussion?
I remember the other thing. Mason reminded me this afternoon that a traffic study can be a really good thing, and they can come up with some inventive solutions. So I got sort of educated on that because I couldn't see the traffic study doing that much for us. But I think Savannah and Mason have both witnessed that they can be very valuable.
Thank you. In my professional life, I dealt with traffic engineers for 20 years, and they can do some, there's some smart people, they can do some good things, but like anything else, you know, you get your money's worth, but it's got to be the right price, the right scope of work, and the right folks working on it. And we can't decide that in the abstract tonight. So if we get the right scope of work by working with others, and maybe then we can find what the right price and the right engineer is. So.
Okay, we've got a motion on the floor and a second. Did I have a second on that?
Yeah,
Okay. Motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And at this time, I'm going to go ahead and appoint Commissioner Widmer. He's laughing because he said, Tom's not here. What are we going to stick him with? Tom, you are now appointed as the person to start looking at this and come back to the commissioners with some suggestions. Anything else?
I'd like to congratulate Tom.
I'd second that.
Tom,
Can
I
we do
hope
a proclamation?
Absolutely.
floor is open for public comment. Anyone? Okay, no public comment. Any commissioners' communications?
I have one. I appealed last month to the people that still have signs and ribbons in their yard, the fading pink signs and ribbons and the signs that are doing no good. This is at the state level now, and I don't think the judge is going to be driving through Montreat and being swayed by the signs or the ribbons. And I would love to see Montreat cleaned up before people start pouring in here in June and see those embarrassing signs. I talked to a couple of people who do tours for Road Scholars and other groups coming into Montreat, and they're always embarrassed and not sure what to say when people, of course, ask about what's going on with the hotel/lodge. So my new appeal is for people to start asking their neighbors to take them down. My appeal didn't work, so maybe you could put the push on your neighbor to clean up Montreat and get it back to the beauty that the people coming here in the summer expect.
Any other commissioners?
I would just like to remind everybody that the bears really never left us this winter, but we're about to have a lot more people in 1 month be in Montreat, and that means a lot more garbage, and I would like everyone to pay close attention to their garbage. We're working with city staff to try to increase, just fair warning, enforcement, so that people who are not storing their garbage properly get a fine. And and if they don't pick it up and it spills, we're gonna pick it up and we're gonna send you a bill, because we have got to do our best to keep the bear population as down and out of this town as possible. It's an uphill battle, or swimming upstream, but we're gonna fight that fight and do the best we can. And so everyone's cooperation would be appreciated.
Thank you, Mason. Jane, do you have anything tonight? No. Okay. I, like Kitty, I did ask a couple of the principals, 2 of them, to have the ribbons and the signs taken down, and it ended up in a longer discussion than I originally planned. And I too told them I did not expect that the appeals court judges to be driving through Montreat and be influenced by any ribbons or signs. So, having done that, dates to remember: budget workshop Friday, May the 10th, which is tomorrow at 2 p.m. here in the town hall. Open Space Conservation Committee meeting Tuesday, May the 14th at 3:30 in town hall. Board of Adjustment Thursday, May 23rd at 5 p.m. in town hall. Town offices are closed in observance of Memorial Holiday. Monday, May the 27th. Sanitation services will resume on that Tuesday following the Monday. Tree Board, Tuesday, May the 28th, 9:30 a.m., Town Hall. Land Care, Wednesday, June 5th, 9 a.m., Town Hall. Hillside Development Ordinances Subcommittee, June the 5th, 9 a.m. in Town Hall. Tree Board, Tuesday, June 25th at 9:30 a.m. in Town Hall. Board of Adjustment, Thursday, June 27th at 5 p.m. in Town Hall. A lot of those, or the majority of those, are really available through Zoom options, so you'll...
And May 19th, that's the Treasure Tree Walk.
Go ahead and say it, Kitty.
May 19th from 2 to 4 is the Treasure Tree Walk.
Treasure Tree Walk. Anything else, commissioners? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. I have a motion from Commissioner Fouché to adjourn. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second from Commissioner Alexander. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes carry. We stand adjourned until, I guess, tomorrow.